I was at a meeting of the Seaweed Council and in Maine, and we were eating our haddock burgers, and we were talking about our festival and our fair, and some angry lawyers came huffing and puffing to join the meeting. They had driven all the way from Connecticut, and they immediately started speaking in loud voices about the lawsuit that they had put in against a nonprofit that was organized to support seaweed farming in Maine. And there was a lawsuit that was funded by a Google-backed venture company out of California, sending their Connecticut lawyers to our little meeting in Maine to try and basically control the supply chain for seaweed out of Maine. And, and I was there in this meeting, and I was the only aquaculturist at the meeting in that particular meeting. And it was my first season. And I just thought, gosh, here you have these guys from California and Connecticut coming in trying to control a supply chain of something that doesn't even really hardly exist yet. We can barely defend ourselves from this, and we're outgunned. So we better start building some cultural power and some shared vision about what we want to have happen in our waters and what we want to have happen with our seaweed economy if we want to make it a place of opportunity and prosperity and protagonism for young people. So the price per pound of the seaweed that's harvested in the Philippines, and the seaweed that's harvested off the east coast of Africa, and the seaweed that's harvested in the South Pacific, 25 cents per kilo dried to go into a global supply chain, to be processed into alginates and agar and carrageenan to go into food industry. I mean, we know very well that seaweed farming is not profitable for the small, marginalized coastal peoples whose fish have all been removed and who are left with, growing monocultures of gracilaria in their warming waters. So here we have the opportunity in Maine with our cold waters that are also warming to say, we'd like to get a viable price for this product. And we don't need to decide in the very, very, very beginning to just hand it over for bioplastics or bioethanol or fish, industrial fish food. We could build something looks a little bit more like a CSA, that looks a little more like cilantro, that looks like something with a price per pound that makes it worth getting out there. And already, you had people a couple years ago selling fresh kelp at farmers markets in Stonington for $9 per wet pound. The price that's being paid now in Maine by, some of the processors is 50 cents a pound. The price that the consumer pays for frozen wild blueberries is more like $8 a pound. The price as a producer of wild blueberries is 25 cents a pound. That is the problem. So if we want to operate inside a viable economy for a reasonably sized and scaled, where the operating system isn't degrading the earth, well, then we need to defend that. And I think that's what we're here to do.